Okay, it's just going to be a short video. Bill, I'm sure a lot of you guys know who he is, has put out a bunch of videos in relationship to these lines. And I agree with what he's saying when he, in a recent video, I don't know the names of the videos, I'm just doing this just spontaneously right now, but if anybody knows the links to the videos, or if Bill, if you want to add this bit of scripture to some of your videos, go for it. I'm not going to break it down, you can look into it further. I'm just going to show you that this scripture right here is going to give us the biblical interpretation of what you're talking about. Like he looked at the Olympic gold medal, and on that medal you see these incredible angular lines going every which direction. He shows this guy in a church with all these purple lines, the same angles, and he's starting to show these news reports that are showing these same angles, these same lines behind it. And I noticed that they were calling them abysmal lines. All of this makes sense when you begin to think about that they want to entrap or ensnare you. And if we can think about the abyss in relationship to where the Lord's water is something that's springing up, their water is something that's going down into the bottomless pit. And they're trying to ensnare you, in a sense, in this net, or in this web. Now, when you saw me draw the fractal equation, I drew the fractal equation and made the connection here that, yes, this is a web, this is a net, this is the fractal matrix. Those are the cockatrice eggs here in the center, okay, because we saw that was also represented as that fruit that was offered, which was the egg of sin that has grown and manifested itself into Babylon. So long story short, check this out. This chapter here, or this book here, Habakkuk, and I'm not sure how, I've got horrible pronunciation, but you can look this up in the Hebrew Bible. It has everything to do with the coming locust, okay? Listen to this. They are terrible and dreadful. Their judgment, as I told you, Dan is a judge. Their judgment and their dignity shall proceed of themselves, not of God. Their horses also are swifter. Remember the horses of Dan, the snorting of the horses of Dan in Jeremiah. Their horses are also swifter than the leopards, and are more fierce than the evening wolves. And their horsemen shall spread themselves, and their horsemen shall come from far, the north. They shall fly as the eagle that hasteth to eat. Remember, the eagles are to be gathered at the dead bodies. And I told you that after this destruction happens, that's when these beings will come. It'll be a gathering after these dead bodies. And it says, they shall come all for violence. Their faces shall sup up as the east wind, and they shall gather the captivity as the sand. And I told you that's going to be in relationship to the false rapture. And they shall scoff at the kings, and the princes shall be scorned unto them. That's us. We're the princes. We're the nobles. We're the ones that Jesus Christ has promised us as sons of God, princes, to inherit the kingdom. They shall deride every stronghold, which is Zion, and for they shall heap dust and take it. Then shall his mind change, and he shall pass over and offend, imputing this his power unto his God. And then we're going to see that's in relationship with the Antichrist comes. So check this out. This is going to go following the same train of thought, all right? And I'll lead this up to you guys to look into it further. I just want to show you right now where it relates to these fractal lines, or these abysmal angles that Bill was talking about. Check this out. And makest men as the fishes of the sea, as the creeping things that have no ruler over them, making these people godless, in other words, ripe for this catching and this ensnaring. They take up all of them with the angle. They catch them in their net and gather them in their drag. Therefore they rejoice and are glad. Therefore they sacrifice unto their net, and burn incense unto their drag, because by them their portion is fat, and their meat plenteous. Shall they therefore empty their net, and not spare continually to slay the nations? That, my friend, and Bill, if you want, go ahead and look into this and see how it relates. I guarantee you it's going to be 100% match once you further look into this, what you're talking about. They take up all of them with the angle.